Bonjour, bonsoir. C'est Planet Glee une autre fois, and we are so excited to have this show this evening. It's also going to be live on Facebook Live, so tune in if you can. So our esteemed guest this evening will be the esteemed international actor, Count Federico Wardal.
Et voilà, je something. So thank you so much for this special Planet Glee. It's a while now that I didn't come because I was also abroad, etc. And so the topic is your film, Fellini Mastorna, and also my premiere in Rome about Pirandello, Nemo, on May 26 and 27 of May this month, and 28 too. The theater is a Planet Theater, Teatro Planet in Rome, that is by, don't worry, this is Facebook, it's not television, we are in television, huh? So I have to look to the camera, is by the great Italian actress Caterina Costantini, is my close friend. I will introduce her to you, I love that. And she was co-protagonist with Paola Borboni, that you know.
I remember
that
her.
She spread Pirandello, means she supported Pirandello too, no? And so I have to say the names of the artists that are with me. Is a very short list.
Oh, yes.
And so the 26 and 27 will be Nemo Pirandello, that you know very well because you saw this in San Francisco Italian Cultural Institute. And also Planet Glee, when I was your guest, as for Nemo after the show in the Italian Cultural Institute, Rotten Tomatoes gave to you 75%. That is a big, you can imagine that Greta Garbo with Eric von Stroheim in You Desire Me by Pirandello got 86%, so you are very close.
We
okay.
are. You made
you
the
are.
show.
Okay. And so 26, 27 of May, with under the auspices of Il Mandir della Pace, means Il Mandir of the Peace, and Greco Foundation and Nobel Academy, Leonin Academy in Italiano is Nobile Accademia Leonina, and also there is under the auspices of the region Lazio. Lazio is a region of Rome. Is just the news is from today by Dr. Gabriella Lavorgna, that she is the president of Il Mandir della Pace, with Sara Pastore. So will be the participation of a great artist and soprano, Sara Pastore, 26-27 of May. And she is the daughter of a legend, because she's the daughter of Aisha Nana, she was my friend, and also she was the dancer of the famous scandal in Rome at the time of little bit before La Dolce Vita of Fellini. And so Fellini took this scandal of Aisha Nana in the film The Sweet Life, La Dolce Vita. And so Sara, also her father is Sergio Pastore, is a big movie director also in Hollywood. And she make a film award, Sergio Pastore, that May 25, 2022. The winner of was selected an Egyptian film that wrote Tarek Sharar and Daik. So the 27 I finished now. 27. Before to finish 26, the poster is by a legend, because he's a famous art graphic designer, Armando Milani, famous for the Dove of Peace for United Nations. And the other poster of 28 is by a great painter, Patrizia Patti, and is dedicated to Pirandello and Franco Battiato. That Franco Battiato is extremely popular in Italy, and not only in Italy, but also in Arab world, means in Iraq and in France, etc., that just died, and this cultural proposal, Pirandello Battiato, with the great flautist Andrea Ceccomori, that is in tournée with the show Battiato Hidden. So I think I didn't forget anything. And I think no, but we have time to, sorry for this introduction, because really I love my friend that they gave a lot of effort to this big event in Rome.
Well, it's very exciting, I think, and especially since it's a monologue that I have seen you do at the Italian Cultural Institute here in San Francisco.
Sorry if I interrupt you. Of course, I played in English in San Francisco,
yes,
and was not the version of for Greta Garbo. And so in Rome, I will play a version of Greta Garbo that is more cinematographic, of course, but it's not okay because it's a theater. Anyway, it's a joke. Sorry.
And it'll be in Italian, so...
It must be in Italian,
yes,
because the audience is Italian. Of course, I can have an English audience, but now I have an Italian audience in Rome.
Yes, and since the original script was written in Italian, it makes sense.
Of course.
And even though, Pirandello has been translated in so many languages, and he's like Beckett, we talked about before, Beckett and Ionesco, one of the fathers of the new theater.
Yes.
Just like Fellini is part of the new cinema.
Yes, are super innovators. Yes.
Yes.
For theater, Pirandello totally, and as I mean, innovator of theater, Pirandello totally. And Fellini is Fellini, is an innovator by himself.
Yes, and since you will be performing in the Pirandello piece and you perform in Mastorna, can you...
That's why I am like that, because I appear in the film of Jennifer Glee in the role of complicated role, means mysterious role of Mastorna, and so my character is like that. I have to thank you. I have to say thanks to Javan Giles, that is assist us, is our best of television, etc. And sorry. I'd like to speak about maybe Mastorna Fellini, why Federico Fellini didn't finish the film, and why Pirandello is before Fellini, also gave the monologue that I will play, that I played here in San Francisco and that I will play in Rome, gave the monologue of Paola Masino Bontempelli in 1928, because Mrs. Paola Masino, the great writer, friend of Pirandello, she told me that the intention of Pirandello was to destroy the monologue. So this is, we spoke yesterday, you and me, about when the invention go beyond the author, or means when something is created, that you are not anymore the father or the mother, You are not anymore the author. This is my opinion. Is already public, because these are for public, not for the author. So today also I spoke with a great expert of theater, Marco Beltrame, because he make a research deeply about the theater of Dario Bellezza, that of course you know, and that was linked with Pasolini, and we spoke about the archive, no? And so the matter is this Mastorna, Fellini, and Pirandello Nemo, and the Giant of the Mountain that he didn't finish. But the intriguing story is about the monologue Nemo, because after Greta Garbo was not able to play the monologue with Eric von Sorheim, and they played another work of Pirandello, means As You Desire Me, for the Metro Goldwyn Mayer. After the success of the film, the Metro Goldwyn Mayer say no to produce Nemo, because the subject of Nemo could change the image of Greta Garbo, that Greta Garbo want that, because she afraid to become some box office poison that unfortunately after 2 years she become that. And so, and all the world know that after some year Greta Garbo decided to be not anymore on the screen. Sorry, I am means logoroic too much speech. Okay, please.
No, this is very fascinating, because I think you exposed me to that documentary about her. There is a documentary about her where she's in Paris and she's talking about her life, how her day-to-day life. That's a very interesting film about her.
Also, I discovered recently that Joan Crawford, that I was in touch with Joan Crawford through Marlene Dietrich at the time of Fellini. She made a documentary about Greta Garbo too. This is a little bit strange, you know, Joan Crawford that make a documentary about the diva, the divine Greta Garbo, she other divine Joan Crawford, of course. So, and I saw recently, there is even in YouTube.
Well, you know, we, in this country, we know Joan Crawford as Mommy Dearest, you know. I mean, we don't know a lot of her films.
But
the only one I've seen...
Joan Crawford was and is a super global star. Means he's an incredible. We are in California, of course, so Hollywood is 1 hour from here, and San Francisco has its own life in cinema too. But of course, Hollywood is so close that, you know, also Marlene Dietrich made a film in San Francisco. So San Francisco and Hollywood means could be related to.
Of course, but I did see Joan Crawford and Mildred Pierce, and that one, I think that is a very, it's in black and white, as we know, and it portrays, you know, the American housewife in a way that's very dark. It's almost film noir, you know.
Ah, yes.
And
she worked with Hitchcock too.
I don't know who made Mildred Pierce.
Because she made anyway. This now I don't remember because I know. Okay, but anyway, the matter also we spoke by telephone yesterday about Frankenstein too. No.
We did, and about Mary Shelley and how
yes.
You know, she was a British woman, the wife of Percy Shelley, but they were friends with Lord Byron. So they were in
Lord Byron.
They were in Switzerland together, and Lord Byron said, "Oh, let's tell." It was raining and raining and raining. So Lord Byron said, "Oh, well, let's tell German ghost stories. Let's just tell ghost stories." But and so Mary Shelley, you know, in telling all these stories, she thought about. She says about someone coming back to life, like the doctor is the one who makes.
Right.
But the doctor's name is Frankenstein, not the what would we want to call
doctor.
it? The figure that we
not the figure. Exactly, the doctor is Frankenstein. Right.
So once again, it's kind of like that whole notion that
The
you know,
creator is another, is the creator,
creator.
by Frankenstein, because the people make confusion always. It's not the creator Frankenstein, but it's the doctor. So the doctor, like in the case of Pirandello and Fellini, went beyond his invention, because we know the story of Frankenstein. So are similar. We can make, in fact, we are making parallelism between Frankenstein, Fellini, and Pirandello.
Yes, and I think we also talked about, and you mentioned this especially, that sometimes the author or the actor or the director or the musician, they become their work to the point where their personage, their image is associated with what they've created, such that they can't break away from it. Everybody thinks that that's who they are.
Also, and this is a monologue nemo, because there is a super strong cue about that in monologue nemo, means he said to the audience, yes, you have the mask, but the mask to believe, okay? So, to believe, to see, you know? So, as we spoke already yesterday, it's important when somebody is building himself, herself, because almost all of you, including maybe me, but I don't want to include Jennifer, Glee, and I, okay? I include only you. So, when you build yourself, is a mask, but you must be able to remove the mask to be authentic. So, authenticity and fiction are in the human being, because we are able to do, but we don't have to make confusion, and often we make a confusion about that. And so this is not so good, because who are you? You are Jennifer Glee or the real Jennifer Glee? Who I am, the real Federico Wardal or the fake one?
Oh, are you
To myself.
the fortune teller in Mastorna?
Yes.
Because that's who I see right now. Because this is who you are in our film.
Yes.
Mastorna.
Yes.
You're not only a fortune teller reading tarot, but you're also a spirit. You're not.
Yes, your film, as in the film of Fellini too, we are spirit, though it's the dimension of the invisible.
This is Giulietta di Spiriti.
Giulietta degli Spiriti, yes,
That's
the
one of my
famous
favorite
film
ones, yeah.
of Giulietta Masina, that was also the wife of Federico Fellini, Giulietta degli Spiriti, you know, Giulietta of the Spirits. And so this helps everybody to understand a lot of things, because by this dimension we can understand a lot of question mark that maybe we will have forever, because you know, we are full of we are immersed in the universe. We believe to be only on the earth, but we are in the universe, etc. Okay, please.
Oh, of course. I was thinking that in our film in Mastorna, we have two characters.
Yes.
But they're
Character. Yes.
yes, but they're really they're caricatures of themselves.
Also,
Yes.
but the new of your film, I think that your camera, become a personage. This is a big news for me, because in your film, because when you shot, always when I deal with a camera, for me is another person, is another entity, but especially in your film, really was alive, your camera, in fact, really is a special film that now is in editing, and then will be presented in International Film Festival, etc. But it's a super special, because Jennifer because it's a super special film, and I don't want to spend me more about the film because, of course, you must be surprised when you will watch the film of Jennifer Glee. She's a great artist, really, eh?
Well,
really.
working with a great artist made it a lot easier, and
no, maybe it's more complicated.
well, for me, I got to see you, perform and to interpret the role, and but it is true that in the film the camera's always moving. It's moving. It's not. It's weird because the two characters are seated at a table. You don't see them running around, but it's the camera that's moving in between them and around them.
Anthony. Also,
yes,
no? Because
the young actor. The young actor.
Yes.
He is also present. But he's mute. So that.
Yes, he's mute, and there is some big surprise in the script, etc. So it's very difficult to be a mute character because the intensity of the eyes, also the camera,
yes.
that can, because the character must talk by the camera and the body language, etc. etc. It's very difficult.
You have to be in the character because I think he was feeling the character because he can't talk, but he is feeling the character, and so for the camera, for me, if I'm going like in front of him and panning around his face, he's got to be able to stay in that character, and you can really see it in his eyes, very soulful eyes, and I think it'll be very and hopefully the music as well will be very minimal, and so it will be definitely a new film out there.
Of
hopefully.
course, but
Hopefully.
also, Eric von Stroheim, in the role of the director, is a silent character in Nemo. Eric von Stroheim is one of the best actor ever in the movies, So it's very, very difficult. Of course, Greta Garbo was the protagonist because doesn't have gender in English, I think, the character.
Yes.
Could be a man or the woman. He's some creature. He's beyond this. So, but Eric von Stroheim means that was in the script after Pirandello rewrote the monologue, was of course a silent character because this is a monologue, so it's one. No, but always the protagonist of Nemo is speaking with the director of an imaginary TV studio when the television was just an idea almost, was just invented, but nobody knew television. And this is the matter. So Jovan kindly told us that is 5 minutes. 5 minutes, so we have time, fortunately.
We need to show
not
this.
5 seconds. This is Pirandello. He gave me the grandson of Pirandello, Pierluigi Pirandello, this magazine.
I love this.
And it's full of Marlene Dietrich because was connected. Here is Marlene Dietrich. Sorry, the camera is this is not Facebook. It's Marlene Dietrich, and that was close friend of Greta Garbo, and Marta Abba, that was the muse of Pirandello, and this is Marta Abba, exactly. This is Marta Abba. And so it's a very important magazine because this is a film of Pirandello that I think made in Hollywood too, not only with Greta Garbo, but is another film because I'm sure he loves films. That is the best of it means the masterpiece of theater. But okay, so this magazine. This is Marta Abba too, but of course,
that's nice.
Yes, very nice, and other picture, of course, Nobel Prize, the ceremony of Nobel Prize of Pirandello, I think is this, Premio Nobel Prize, Pirandello, so the camera is over there, and...
I have a question for you, Federico, just to bring back to Fellini. What was Fellini's cameraman's name?
Rotunno. was Rotunno. So I remember Fellini, when we shot Casanova of Federico Fellini, that the behavior of Fellini close to Rotunno, the cameraman. So always Fellini gave suggestions to Rotunno that Rotunno was his cameraman.
Yes.
So they know means
They know each other.
Yes, very well. But also that Fellini always was close to Rotunno to give suggestions to Rotunno. And so as he at the moment all the world know that he changed some frame, or he also told me, Federico, you have to be more maybe ambiguous, because I make the Casanova adolescent, and of course Casanova had also ambiguity or other kind of aspect, etc. So always, and also during the shooting of Casanova, he had, I remember several times almost, some discussion with some actor, actress, and he liked that because maybe he gave to him to talk some energy, because of course he always was, when during the shooting, was in, of course, in creative mode. This is as you, because I remember you that always you said, no, this I like better this, so maybe I have this idea, and you like dialogue too, because we was in dialogue.
Yes.
Change our idea last 2 minutes, okay?
Also, we should let the audience know that what we've got behind us is a picture of the marquee at the Ruby Theater, which is in Hollywood, and Federico performed there another monologue, different monologue.
Another monologue, yes. Now the Facebook audience can see the marquee in Hollywood, and I performed during my film that was called A Day with Fellini. I don't remember even the title of my film, and I came from the screen to perform something, and then I disappeared physically, and Jennifer was with me, and she made a great presentation for the anniversary, the 100th anniversary of the birth of Federico Fellini on January 20th, 2020, a little bit before COVID. So now we have to forget for COVID, fortunately, but fortunately it was the last performance physically, because then there exploded COVID, etc.
Well, now you have a new one coming up in Rome for Pirandello. So.
Yes, so perfect. The Pirandello, so a lot of hugs to everybody. Thank you to follow us, to which us. Okay, thank you.